Good morning once again, students. Due to some cut in electricity, I am not able to complete that lecture, so I will continue it again. So we are discussing here how we do the analysis of chemical composition of a biomolecules. As I have already discussed in my previous lecture, when we want to do the chemical analysis of these biomolecules, what we use some living material. It may be some piece of liver or some plant tissue, then we grind it with the help of pestle and mortar using the trichloroacetic acid, and after this we do the filtration with the help of a cheesecloth or cotton cloth, and we obtain filtrate, which is known as the acid soluble fluid, and we also obtain the redentate, which is actually the acid insoluble food. So we found variety of biomolecules in both of these, filtrate as well as redentate. So when we do the extraction of the compound, then later we pass these compounds to various separation techniques. And in these separation techniques, we separate one compound from the another one. Then we purify that compound, and by these analytical techniques, what the scientist observe, the scientist, they becomes able to know the molecular formula as well as the probable structure of these chemicals, which are actually the components of the biomolecules. So all of these carbon compounds that we get from the living tissues, they are known as the biomolecules. Okay, student, here you can see the structure of these biomolecules. These are lipids, then nucleic acids, then carbohydrates and proteins. Okay, students. Now what we do later on, these living organisms, they also got certain inorganic elements and compounds in them beside the organic elements and compounds. So for this analysis, what we do a destructive type of experiment. For this purpose, we weigh the small amount of the living tissue and then we dry it. As a result, what happens? The water, it gets evaporated. And the remaining material, it gives the dry weight. So if the tissue is fully burnt, then all the carbon compounds, they are oxidized in the form of gases. So the water vapors as well as the carbon dioxide, it goes out and removed. And then we obtain the ash in this chemical analysis. Okay, student, here I have shown the different type of organic compounds or biomolecules, and where these biomolecules, they are generally present, that I will discuss later. First we proceed. As I told you that we obtain ash. So this ash contains the inorganic elements, which may be calcium, magnesium, and inorganic compounds are also present in this ash. And these are the sulfate, phosphate, which are seen in the acid soluble. So later on, the scientists, they do the elemental analysis. And this gives the elemental composition of the living tissues in the form of hydrogen, oxygen, chlorine, carbon, etc. And after this, they do the compound analysis and they found that both type of compounds are present. Inorganic compounds are also, and inorganic, beside inorganic, we have organic compounds also, which are present as constituents in these living tissues. Okay, student, here I want to discuss the definition that are given after this chemical analysis. What are these biomolecules? These are the small organic molecules which bond together to create a large organic molecule or a macromolecule or a biomolecule. We have already know very well that there are 4 classes of these macromolecules. It may be polysaccharides or carbohydrates. It may be triglycerides or lipids. It may be polypeptides or proteins, and it may be nucleic acids. So student, here we have written their monomeric units. The monomeric units of carbohydrates are the monosaccharides, and the monomeric units of proteins are amino acids. Then lipids, we have fatty acids and glycerol, and nucleic acids, we have nucleotides. So here, if we are talking about the carbohydrates and lipids, they are made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen elements. If we are talking about proteins, then they are made up of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, as well as nitrogen too. And if we are talking about nucleic acids, then these nucleic acids, they have carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, as well as phosphorus. Okay, students. Again, we proceed with our chemical analysis. So we find out that in biomolecules, both the elemental as well as the compounds forms are present. So if we see these compounds from chemistry point of view, if a person who belong to chemistry, he want to give name to these compounds, then he will do this on the basis of functional group that are present in these compounds. So what they observe, what the scientists observe, that most of the biomolecules, they may be aldehydes, ketones, then aromatic compounds. And if some biologist, he study this chemical analysis, then according to his field of study, he classified them into amino acids, nucleotide bases, fatty acids, etc. Okay, students. Now, after this chemical analysis, the scientists found that these biomolecules are broadly categorized into four major types of compounds, and these compounds are generally organic in nature. So these are carbohydrates and sugars, which are the main source for all living systems. Second one is proteins. These proteins, they make up majority of our body, muscles, hair, skins, nails, etc. They do not produce energy. They are involved in our growth mechanism. And then we have lipids. So here we have fats. These are the important components of our cell membranes. They build up the cell membranes. They are used for long-term energy storage. Then in the last, we have nucleic acids. So DNA, which store information, and RNA are the major structures for hereditary information. So it is said that all the things, all the characters that are there in the living body, that is because of these hereditary materials, which may be DNA or RNA. Okay, student, have a look on this flow chart. So here I have shown you the structural formulas of the different type of biomolecules. These may be carbohydrates, then proteins, then nucleic acids, and then lipids. We are going to memorize these chemical structures that we will study in chemistry. So here we have to focus more on the functions and from which resources we obtain these biomolecules. So you know the monomeric units very well. Carbohydrates, they are monomeric units or monosaccharides. And function, they provide material to build a cell membrane, and they are quick energy source for the cells. And from which food sources we obtain them? Pastas, bread, fruits, vegetables. Examples here are glucose, fructose, lactose, cellulose. Okay, student, proteins. So here the monomeric units are amino acids, and they provide a structure. They are helpful in muscle movements. They provide immunity. So we obtain them from seafood, milk, egg, cheese, etc. Then examples are insulin, hemoglobin, then antibodies, and then enzymes. All of these are proteinaceous in nature. Third category is of nucleic acids. So here the monomeric units are nucleotides. And these contain the genetic information, directs growth and development. So here, these nucleic acids, we have not shown here the sources. So they are generally present in the chromosomes. And examples are DNA and RNA. Lipids. So these lipids, they are made up of fatty acids and glycerols. They store energy, they act as cushions and insulate organs. The material used for cell membranes, they are the lipids. So here we obtain these lipids from butter, nuts, oils, etc. And examples are fats, oils, and waxes. Okay, student, here I have differentiated the micromolecules from the biomacromolecules. So see here the molecular weight of biomicromolecules, they range between 18 to 800 daltons. And the weight of the biomacromolecules, they range above 10,000 daltons or 10,000 daltons. Micromolecules, they are present in acid soluble pool, and macromolecules, they are present in acid insoluble pool during chemical analysis. So here micromolecules we have glucose, ribose, amino acids, nitrogen bases, nucleosides, nucleotides. So here among macromolecules we have proteins, nucleic acids, polysaccharides and lipids. Okay students. So now you know very well that we have broadly categorized these biomolecules into how many categories? So here we have broadly categorized into two categories on the basis of their size and on the basis of their molecular weight. So always remember the micromolecules or biomicromolecules, they have the molecular weight 18 to 800 Daltons and they are of small size. And biomacromolecules, they have larger size and their molecular weight is above 10,000 Daltons. So later we will study about each of these four biomolecules, about their structure, function, and what are the role they are playing in the body system, that we will study later on. That's all in today's lecture, students. Have a nice day.